Morning. Today we're going to talk about NEPQ solution awareness questions. Paint the picture of a better future. So, Friday we went deep into the pain. And let me remind you, pain is what creates movement. It creates momentum. But pain alone isn't enough. You see, if all you do is dig up problems, you're going to leave your prospect drowning in frustration. So today is about giving them hope. This is the transition point in any PQ where you help prospects see what life looks like on the other side of their problems. So, solution awareness questions, they're not about bragging about your services, touting, hey, I'm the best, I'm number one, blah, blah, blah. Everybody says it. We hear it all the time. Solution awareness questions are about guiding your prospects to imagine a better reality and realize that it is possible with you. So, that's how you shift them from stuck to sold. So let's talk about the purpose of the solution awareness questions. Here's the key. You don't tell your prospects what your solution is. You get them to visualize it themselves. And let me give you an example here. Asking the question, what's been the hardest part about selling on your own? And then the solution awareness is, if you had the right agent taking all of that stress off of your shoulders, what would that allow you to focus on instead? You see the difference? One uncovers pain, and the other builds vision. And the more vivid that the picture you help them paint, the closer they move to saying yes. So let's do a little deep dive into the mechanics of the solution awareness questions. What you want to do is you want to flip the pain and turn it into vision. And for example, you could say something to them like, what would it mean for you if this move was actually smooth and stress-free? Another example would be, if the home sold in the time frame that you wanted, how would that change your plans? What you need to do is you need to attach a vision to the outcomes. You have to help them see it. You can't just say it, you have to get them to envision it. Another example would be, if you were in your new home sooner, how would that impact your family's day-to-day life? Or another one would be maybe, if you no longer had to deal with all the stress of renting, what would that free up for you financially? You see, you make the benefits tangible. Again, you want them to envision it so they can move towards it. So another example would be, how would it feel if walking into a home that actually fits your family's needs instead of squeezing into what you have now? Another example, what would you do with the extra time if you weren't worried about selling the property yourself. See, the key here is you're not pitching to them. What you're doing is you are letting them pitch to themselves on the vision. Again, vision gets them to move. So let's talk about a case study. The first one is a for sale by owner, a FISBO seller, as we call them. And here's the problem awareness. We're frustrated by the lack of showings we're getting. And the solution awareness would be, let me ask you, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if you had a steady stream of buyers coming through the home, what would that do for your confidence in the process? Now what happens and the results are is you've created a vision in their mind. They picture momentum, and they also realize that suddenly your involvement makes sense to them. Case study number 2 is a first-time home buyer. And they're aware of the problem, and their problem awareness is, rent keeps going up. It was another $200 this month. But the solution awareness would be, Mr. or Mrs. Buyer, if you were building equity, instead of paying more rent every single year, how would that change your financial outlook? And the results are is they feel the power of ownership because they envision it before you've even pitched a loan officer to them. So case study number 3, that would be an expired listing. And the problem awareness is the home didn't sell last time. Their agent failed them. But the solution awareness is, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, if you had a marketing strategy that actually attracted the right buyers this time, what would that mean for your your relocation plans? And again, the results are a vision. They can see a path forward instead of another dead end. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to reflect, and I want you to ask yourself this question here. And these questions actually, am I helping my prospects actually visualize a better outcome? Or am I rushing to explain to them how I'm going to get them there? Do my questions make the prospects see themselves already living the solution that you're providing? Am I painting a clear enough, tangible picture? Or am I just throwing around vague promises like less stress, more money, faster closing? Do I let the prospect own that vision? Or do I hijack it by talking way too fucking much? I mean, that's a reality. We can't shut up. So when a prospect talks about what they want, do they sound hopeful and engaged? Or do they sound flat and indifferent? So here's the big takeaway for today. People don't just run from pain. They run towards a vision. Your job with solution awareness questions is to help them see that vision so clearly that it feels right. It feels like the no brainer. This is the solution. So, tomorrow we're going to raise the stakes even higher with step number 5, which are consequence questions. And this is the point where you help prospects confront what happens if they don't change. So, today we gave them hope. Tomorrow, we remind them what's at risk if they don't act. Peace.